Welcome to my channel. You clicked this video because you want to learn English, and not just learn it, but truly master it through the power of an incredible story. Today, we're diving deep into a timeless tale. The Last Lesson, by Alphonse Daudet. By the end of this video, you won't just have learned new English vocabulary and grammar, you'll also feel a powerful surge of motivation to chase your dreams and cherish what truly matters. Get ready for an emotional journey that will profoundly impact your English learning and your life. Learning English can feel like a mountain. But what if I told you there's a secret path? It's called shadowing. Imagine mimicking every sound, every rhythm, every intonation you hear. It's like being an actor, perfectly replicating a scene. Shadowing helps you speak English naturally. Point 1, it builds muscle memory in your mouth. Point 2, you'll sound more like a native speaker. It's fast. It's effective. And it's how we'll conquer. The Last Lesson. Today. The Last Lesson, a story of loss, identity, and unforgettable learning. Our story begins with Franz, a young boy in Alsace. Point 3, he dreads school. Point 4, especially today. His French teacher, M. Hamel, will quiz them on participles. Franz knows nothing about them. He considers skipping school. Point 5, the bright, warm morning tempts him. Birds chirp. Prussian soldiers drill. But he resists the temptation. He hurries to school. On his way, he passes the town hall. Point 6, a crowd gathers. They read the bulletin board. Bad news always comes from there. Franz wonders what it is now. He dismisses it. He rushes to school. The blacksmith, Wachter, calls out. "Don't go so fast, bub," he says. "You'll get to your school in plenty of time." Franz thinks he's mocking him. He runs faster. He reaches the school, breathless. Point 7. Usually, school is noisy. Desks open and close. Lessons repeat loudly. Teachers' rulers wrap desks. Today, it is silent. Eerily quiet. Like a Sunday morning. Franz peeks in. His classmates are already seated. Point 8, M. Hamel stands solemn. He wears his best clothes. His green coat, frilled shirt. His embroidered black silk cap. These are for special occasions. Franz feels a blush. He is afraid. M. Hamel speaks gently. "Go to your place quickly, little Franz," he says. "We were beginning without you." Franz slips into his seat. He notices something else strange. The back benches are full. Village elders sit there. Old Hauser with his primer. The former mayor. The former postmaster. All look sad. Old Hauser's primer is open. His spectacles rest on it. Franz wonders why. M. Hamel climbs into his chair. He holds a ruler under his arm. He speaks in a grave, gentle voice. "My children, this is the last lesson I shall give you." Franz's heart sinks. The bulletin board. That was the news. An order from Berlin. German will be taught now. Only German. In the schools of Alsace and Lorraine. The new master arrives tomorrow. "This is your last French lesson," M. Hamel says. "I want you to be very attentive." Franz feels regret. Deep, stinging regret. He hardly knows how to write. He will never learn more. He feels so sorry. Sorry for not learning. For skipping lessons. For seeking birds' nests. For sliding on the Saar. His books, a burden before, now feel like old friends. His grammar. His history. And M. Hamel. The idea that M. Hamel is leaving. That he will never see him again. It makes Franz forget all his ruler use. All his crankiness. Poor man! It is in honor of this last lesson that M. Hamel wears his fine Sunday clothes. Now Franz understands why the old men sit in the back. They, too, regret not going to school more. It is their way of thanking M. Hamel for 40 years of faithful service, for showing respect for their country. A country that is now theirs no more. While Franz thinks M. Hamel's voice calls him. It is his turn to recite the participles. Franz stands. He tries to say them. But he stumbles. He gets mixed up. He stands there silent. His heart pounds. He dares not look up. Hamel does not scold him. I won't scold you, little Franz, he says. You must feel bad enough. He explains. We all put off learning. We say, plenty of time. And now look. That's the great trouble with Alsace. Hamel continues. She puts off learning till tomorrow. Now Germans will say to them, how is it? You pretend to be Frenchmen. And yet you can neither speak nor write your own language? Hamel sighs. But you are not the worst, poor little Franz. We've all a great deal to reproach ourselves with. He blames himself, too, for sending students to water his garden, instead of learning, for giving them holidays, when he wanted to go fishing. His voice cracks with emotion. He talks about the French language. He says it is the most beautiful language, the clearest, the most logical. He tells them they must guard it, never forget it. When people are enslaved, he explains, as long as they hold fast to their language, it is as if they had the key to their prison. Then he takes a grammar book. He reads their lesson. Franz is amazed. He understands everything so easily. He had never listened so carefully. Hamel had never explained with such patience. It feels almost as if the poor man wants to give them everything, all his knowledge, at one stroke, before leaving. After grammar, they have writing. Hamel has new copies. Point 9 beautifully written. France, Alsace, France, Alsace. They look like little flags, fluttering everywhere. In the schoolroom, from the rod at the top of their desks. Everyone works silently. The only sound, the scratching of pens on paper. Some beetles fly in. No one pays attention. Not even the youngest. They trace their fishhooks. As if that was French too. On the roof, pigeons coo softly. Franz thinks, will they make them sing in German too? Even the pigeons? It's a sad thought. A poignant question. From time to time, Franz looks up. Hamel sits motionless. Point 10 staring at things. At his desk. At the schoolroom. For 40 years. He has been here. In the same place. His garden outside. His classes before him. Only the desks are worn smooth. The walnut trees grown taller. The hop vine he planted. It twined about the windows. To the roof. How heartbroken he must be. To leave it all. To hear his sister packing. In the room above. They must leave the country. The next day. But Hamel has courage. Courage to go on. To hear every lesson. To the very last. After writing, they have history. Then the babies chant. Ba bee bi bo boo. Old Hauser puts on his spectacles. He holds his primer. He spells the letters. With them. His voice trembles. With emotion. It is funny to hear him. And yet so sad. Everyone wants to cry. Everyone remembers that last lesson. So clearly. Suddenly, the clock strikes 12. The Angelus. At the same moment, the trumpets of the Prussians sound. They return from drill. Under the windows. Hamel stands up. He looks very pale. He tries to speak. But something chokes him. He cannot go on. He turns to the blackboard. He takes a piece of chalk. With all his might. He writes as large as he can. Vive la France. Then he stops. He leans his head against the wall. Without a word. He makes a gesture. With his hand. School is dismissed. You may go. Deepening the story, a closer look at themes and lessons. The story of the last lesson is far richer than a simple narrative. It's a profound exploration of loss, national identity, the power of education, and the sting of regret. Point 11 Let's peel back these layers to truly understand its impact. The setting itself is crucial. Alsace and Lorraine, regions that have historically swung between French and German control. Point 12. This constant shift imbues the people with a heightened sense of their heritage. The sudden imposition of German language instruction is not just a change in curriculum, it's an erasure of identity. For M. Hamel and his students, the French language is not merely a tool for communication, it is a pillar of their culture, their history, and their very being. Consider M. Hamel. He is not portrayed as a perfect, gentle teacher. Franz admits he was often cranky, using his ruler. Yet, in this moment of crisis, M. Hamel transforms. His usual sternness gives way to profound sorrow and dignity. His regret is palpable. He reflects on his own shortcomings, on the times he prioritized personal interests over his students' learning. Point 13. This introspection makes him incredibly human and relatable. His speech about the beauty and importance of the French language is a passionate plea, a desperate attempt to instill in his students, and the villagers, the understanding that their language is their last line of defense against cultural annihilation. Point 14. When people are enslaved, he says, as long as they hold fast to their language, it is as if they had the key to their prison. This single line is the heart of the story, a powerful declaration of the link between language and freedom. Franz's transformation is equally compelling. Initially, he is a typical carefree boy, more interested in birds' nests than participles. Point 15. His fear of M. Hamel's scolding is his primary motivator. But the news of the last lesson shatters his complacency. His poor man's sentiment for M. Hamel swiftly evolves into a deeper sorrow for the loss of his language. The books he once found burdensome now feel like old friends. This sudden appreciation highlights a universal truth: we often don't value what we have until it's taken away. His ability to understand the lesson so clearly that day, when he previously struggled, suggests that the emotional weight of the moment opened his mind in a way rote learning never could. This is a powerful message about the connection between emotion and effective learning. The villagers in the back benches add another layer of depth. Their presence signifies a collective regret. These are not school-going children, but adults, pillars of the community. Their attendance is an act of homage and repentance. They are there to pay their respects to M. Hamel, yes, but more importantly, to acknowledge their own neglect of their language and culture. Old Hauser's fumbling with his primer, his trembling voice, perfectly encapsulates this shared sorrow and the realization that they, too, contributed to the erosion of what they now desperately wish to preserve. Their presence underscores that the loss of language is not just an individual tragedy but a community-wide catastrophe. The symbols in the story are also potent. The bulletin board at the town hall, a bearer of bad news, foreshadows the somber decree. Point 16. The Prussian soldiers drilling outside represent the oppressive force, the physical manifestation of the new order. The silence of the school on that day, in stark contrast to its usual clamor, signifies the death of something vital. Even the pigeons cooing on the roof and Franz's poignant question about whether they too would be forced to sing in German emphasize the pervasive nature of the cultural shift. Point 17. It highlights the idea that the impact of this decree extends to every corner of their world. The ending, with M. Hamel's final, silent gesture and his powerful, chalked, "Vive la France!" is unforgettable. He cannot speak, choked by emotion, yet his message is clear and defiant. It's a last act of resistance, a final assertion of identity. It's a reminder that even when all seems lost, the spirit of a people, their culture, and their language can endure in their hearts. This story, though set in a specific historical context, carries a universal message about the importance of cherishing our heritage, seizing opportunities, and recognizing the value of education. Point 18. It teaches us that procrastination can lead to bitter regret, and that true learning often comes not from fear or obligation, but from a deep understanding of what is at stake. It's a call to action, subtle yet profound, to value and protect what defines us. What we learned in your call to action. What an incredible story, isn't it? The last lesson is more than just a tale of language. It's about identity, about loss, and about the importance of cherishing what you have before it's gone. Point 19. M. Hamel's passion, Franz's sudden understanding, the villagers' regret. These emotions are universal. What did we learn today? Language is precious. Don't put off learning. Regret can be avoided. Shadowing helps English fast. Point 20. Emotion connects stories. Point 21. This story shows us we often take things for granted. Our time. Our opportunities. Our own language. Only when facing loss do we realize its true value. M. Hamels. Vive la France! Is a cry for his country. A cry for his language. A cry for what was lost. Now it's your turn. What change will you make? Will you embrace shadowing? Will you commit to learning English? Will you cherish your own language? Start today. Don't wait. Use this motivation. Practice your English daily. Read more stories. Listen more. Speak more. Let the last lesson be your last lesson in procrastination. Go out there and live your learning journey. If this story moved you, and you want to continue your English learning journey with powerful, motivating tales, make sure to subscribe to this channel. And hit that like button to tell me you want more stories like this. What other stories do you want to explore? Let me know in the comments below. Your journey to fluent English starts now.